Thank you so much for liking and subscribing to my channel. Dale Lakeman, thank you so much. Appreciate you so much. And so this is about the sights and sounds of Fillmore. God bless.
Lovers really fall in love to stay, stand beside each other, come what may. Promise really something people can't, not just something they would say. Families really bow their heads to pray. Daddies really never go away. Tell me about the good old days.
And I know for a matter of fact, some of those names on that list of the museum are great grandfathers. So God bless grandfathers, fathers, great grandfathers, and great great grandmothers, and great great grandmothers, and great great grandfathers, and great grandmothers, and great grandmothers, and great parents everywhere, right? And Fillmore, I think, has had some really great parents because there's so many great people in Fillmore, and that's what this is all about. It's about slowing down in the village of Fillmore, Saskatchewan, Canada, and taking a look around Main Street. And so you hear how the birds are chirping so freely and openly. It's such a great place. Nothing's scaring them away. It's quiet, right? It's a look. It's a look back in time, really, from the city and the rush and the noise and the hustle and bustle. And take a look around, and you'll see things that you won't see anywhere else, and you might never see again. There's a lot of mosquitoes right here. So, undeniably, those machines are a gift from the past. They exist still because of the dedication of one mechanic who's a legend, and he's a legend far and wide in the antique engine and antique tractor community. His name is Clyde Hall, and these tractors are really a gift to the community if you really understand. Just to be able to get that close to these kind of machines that are 100 years old, that are still in like new condition. There's no question. I've looked at these tractors up close, and you can't tell this. I mean, it's like you step back in time when you look at these fine machines, the excellent mechanical abilities that this man has put into these machines and the dedication in his time of his life. He is a legend and a legendary mechanic. I remember my dad speaking about Clyde Hall and even strangers that I didn't even know that they knew anything about tractors would mention his name. So, Mr. Clyde Hall, I salute you with the fine visions and sounds of Fillmore, the village in Saskatchewan, Canada. God bless you. Thank you. And so, during a man's lifetime, you become such a great mechanic that a lot of people want you to work on their machines. And yeah, you put yours on the other side of the garage too, as well. And so, I'd say that those machines were due to be restored and are well and capable of, just like new condition in a matter of dedication as a mechanic. These are excellent machines. Those are McCormick Deerings. I'm pretty sure that's what those are. The crawlers, and of course that's a Cat 60. When I came to Fillmore, I took close up pictures. I have like 50 or 100 pictures of that 60 and some other cats, and there are quite a few other tractors that were in Mr. Hall's yard there. So thank you so much for the gift of being able to share with you. And I mean, such a man that is a legend as a mechanic. So let's move on. This is about Fillmore, and it's about the quiet serenity of Fillmore in a village in Saskatchewan with iconic things to see. These things are iconic to the farming community in Canada. Without these things, Canada would never exist. Let's be realistic. And that's the prairie skyscraper, isn't it, right? That's the iconic skyscraper of the prairies. You go from Regina and you just see all these all the way down. And usually there's more than one, two, or three. I can't recollect. I know how many Fillmore used to have, but I can't recollect the exact number. There was, I believe, more. I'm not exactly sure. I'm not really 100% on all the history of Fillmore, but that is an iconic Saskatchewan image, right? So if you come to Saskatchewan, expect to see that, expect to see old tractors. I hope you'd stop and take a look at some of these fine machines if you see them and have that chance because 100-year-old machines, you don't very often to get to look at machines up close. And if you do, there's a crowd around, a lot of excitement, whatever. Maybe the machines are running and you don't get to be that close to them, right? So that's kind of iconic. And so, of course, Saskatchewan is what I'm proud of. In Saskatchewan towns, no matter where they are found in Saskatchewan, they have all kind of similarities, right? And it's the solitude, and it's the quiet serenity of just walking around in the evening, especially, and in the morning or any time of day, and finding out that you can hear, you can really clearly hear, and you can see things, right? It's great. It's iconic. And so you can see a Kurillman off in the distance if you look, because what do you think that white thing is, right? That's Kurillman right down the road. And then if you turn around at the same time of day, this is what it is that is to be found. The pale red and orange sky of Saskatchewan in the evening. God bless us all. And God bless Saskatchewan and all the good people. Morning rises on old relics of the past, storefronts that are vacant, echo of footsteps long since past. So imagine you're going downtown to Fillmore. Those are the kind of places you'd be going to, I guess, in the 20s and the 10s, maybe even the 1900s, I guess. Sometime 1900. So the same time that those tractors were being used in the fields, that's the kind of place. And you'd have the hitching post, of course, right? That's now at the museum. And as time yields, its delicate, soft touch to the sun, and of course, to the bright morning sun from the dusk to dawn arise. Yes, and of course, blessings to all. And of course, there is iconic features that we have and all of us share. And so I'm from Regina, and we really care about the RCMP, of course, is what I'm talking about. Because Regina was a training depot. It gives me chills to the bone to imagine that really, seriously, I am so proud of the RCMP and what they do and what they have truly become. It's accountable to me and you. And my philosophy strives for me to say, God bless you in your service and everything that you do every day. Thank you. Thank you so much. You've given your lives away. Thank you, guys and girls. So I say thank you, ladies and gentlemen of the RCMP, and of course, everyone LGBTQT. Anyways, everybody, red, white, black. Sorry, I shouldn't say that. I know that's kind of a. Sorry, hold on. Let's move on. Thanks, guys and girls, for what you do. God bless your service. So, thank you again, guys and girls, for what you do. Put your lives on the line every day, and you see things that no one else would want to. This is the truth, and tell me about the better days, and maybe they're not in some ways, but times past, the grandeur has become rust. Sometimes memories of a forgotten past. Thank you so much for the serenity and the peace every day that village life in Fillmore gives. Pardon me. And so, guys, of course, we returned. It's morning, right? We've returned to the same place, the place where there was no place that stopped in time, but has gone on in each and every one of our minds. We remember the past as if it were yesterday, because you know what? Some of these structures they never fade away, and the bright sunshine through the day. Such a glorious peace that the morning brings. Tell us more about the good old days, Grandpa, Grandma. I really want to stay back in these good old days. Thank you so much for joining in live or later. This is Dale Lakeman, and this is about icons and how great it is to have these icons and the peace and quiet that we all share in a village. It's Fillmore, Saskatchewan, Canada, everyone. And there are things around you that you may never see again. It just might be the bright sunshine of the day, my friend. Take a look around and see this sky from side to side, so wide that your imagination can't capture everything in your eyes. Main Street and Railway Avenue in Fillmore, Saskatchewan, everyone. There's something that you may never see again. Maybe you have never even been to Fillmore. But these machines are 100 years old. Your great grandfathers drove them. Maybe they even rode on the sideboard. That's a Well, God bless the good old days, and there's something that I want to say, and it's coming up quite soon. You'll figure it out anyway, I'm sure, in your mind, if you've got any sense at all. Time, time you'll find passes by, but we can really keep in these things. Golden memories are mine. Never fade away. They stand awaiting as if to work. These machines, their burdens, they never shirked. But alas, they've retired to great green pastures where they are admired. And I'm sure they were, as in the day, the same, treated that way. As the trucks hurtle by on the highway, ghosts of operators pass, I'm sure, stand and wonder, alas, these are the trucks of modern days. But the good old days never fade away. And so I say to you guys, this is a mogul, and those are Rumleys. Remember the good old days. So imagine the pride of a man buying a machine like that on the prairies or anywhere in Canada. What a great joy that must have been to buy a machine like that back then. 100-year-old machines, that's a mogul. McCormick Deering International Harvester. One of the, I mean, it's an international harvester. It's either a McCormick or a Deering, the mogul. And this is a Titan. So in my lifetime, I've seen a lot of green and yellow, and I always associated that with, of course, the John Deere's that my dad had. He was quite a fellow, a collector of tractors, nonetheless, and quite a mechanic. Yes, I must confess. And so these machines are legendary as the mechanics that maintain them today. Clyde Hall, that's these machines. And you might never ever see these machines again in your lifetime on the streets of Fillmore, my friend. The Titan was a McCormick or a Deering, and I can't remember. I was told by Lyle Stomp the, that he could not recollect either. Anyways, these are great machines, and man, what you don't see later, you'll never miss, but what you've never looked at, you'll have to confess you will miss. International Harvester, synonymous with red. So, I mean, I was confounded when I saw this in gray. What a beautiful tractor. I tell you, I like this one. I like the Titan more than I like the Mogul. And I got the chance to operate a Rumley. My dad had one. I think it's just like the one at the end. That's what Lyle Stomp said anyway. I couldn't remember. I mean, he had so many of these kind of tractors, internationals and a case and every kind of tractor you could imagine. He loved those tractors, and so did I. So it's something we share as a passion. I think mechanics, it's kind of a legion. and, and Clyde Hall, legendary, a genius mechanic, forges and makes his own parts, right? You know, so there you go. It's not just, buying something and slapping it on like a Holly carburetor and performer intake or something like that, guys. No, it's not like Edelbrock or a set of headers or mufflers. No, this guy is a genius mechanic, well schooled, and it's experience that makes a person a genius, right? God bless Clyde. And so we may never see these tractors again, guys. And this is something that you should realize is part of the heritage of Canada, right? This is what you've had right here on Main Street all this time, guys. What a great gift. Thanks, Clyde. The peace and serenity of a village. It's small and it's in southeast Saskatchewan. It's called Fillmore, guys. And this is Main Street Fillmore. And let's talk about things. It's the time of your life, right? These are the good old days.
Grandpa, tell me about the good old days. Sometimes it feels like this world's gone crazy. Grandpa, did lovers really fall in love to stay? Stand beside each other, come what may. Promise really something people can't, not just something they would say. Family's really bad, but I just don't know. And Grandpa, let's wander back into the past, then paint me the picture of long ago. Lovers really fall in love to stay. Stand beside each other, come what may. Promise really something people kept, not just something they would say and then forget. Families really bow their heads to pray. Daddies really never go away. Oh, oh, Grandpa, tell me about the good old days. Everything is changing fast. We call it progress, but I just don't know. Tell me about the good old days. Grandpa, everything is changing fast. We call it progress, but I just don't. Did lovers really fall in love to stay? Stand beside each other, come what may. Promise really something people can't, not just something they would say. Families really bow their heads to pray. Families really bow their heads to pray. Grandpa, tell me about the good old days. Sometimes it feels like this world's gone crazy. Grandpa, but I just don't know. and Grandpa. Let's wander back into the past, then paint me the picture of long ago. Lovers really fall in love to stay, stand beside each other, come what may. Promise really something people kept, not just something they would say and then forget. Families really bow their heads. Oh, oh, Grandpa, tell me about the good old days. Everything is changing fast. We call it progress, but I just don't. Oh, oh, Grandpa, tell me. Everything is changing fast. We call it progress, but I just don't know. Everything